Hey there, it's Kenji with Kenji's World and Steel Media. We're here at the RVX trade show in Salt Lake City, and we're here looking at the trends that are tangential to the core outdoor market. We ran into our friend John Mead. John is the president of Adventure 16, and so we just wanted to say hi to John and see what he's thinking about. One of the big surprises here is how many people we've seen from our world of outdoor, which is more human-powered and active on trail and in the water kind of stuff. And here we are running into each other at the RV show. So why do you think there's this interest in the RV thing? Is it just because it came to Salt Lake and we all wanted to regather here, or what?
Like maybe that's a part of it. We miss being in Salt Lake, and we feel like there's a blending that's happening between RVers and outdoor folks. We're all active people who love getting outdoors, and we do that in different ways. Whether you're in a tent, that weighs just a few ounces, to whether you're in a luxury RV, we're all trying to get outdoors. And so I'm here to just try to connect the dots on these industries as we start to integrate and merge with other industries to find where the opportunities are. And I don't know where those opportunities are at this point. The show is just starting to get going, but I'm anxious to look for different things that we may be able to utilize at A16.
Yeah, great. Well, I think that for me, one of the great opportunities is around the edges, like the industry that we come from, that we focus on, that knows each other, they're well networked, there's well established systems and ways to get products in the stores and the whole supply chain. When you look in the outside world of things like RVs or musical products, or what else have we done, Eric? Some other outside the box observations. We're trying to understand more about how this whole industry works on its own. So, have you had any interfaces with like RV dealers or RV companies coming to A16?
Not at this point, but something I've always wanted to do, and actually we did a little bit of it back 15 years ago, was to park an RV in our parking lot in West LA or in San Diego, and just see how our customers resonate with that. And I've yet to find a dealer that, although I haven't looked very hard, and that's one of the things I want to do at this show, is to meet a dealer in Southern California who's willing to bring one of their small RVs or a big RV into our parking lot and have it as an open house and have some food and some music and see just what happens.
Oh, kind of combine that tailgating thing with something new from A16.
One time in Costa Mesa, back in the early 2000s, one of the funnest events we did was we invited the vintage trader folks to come in, and they had a camp out. And we filled the parking lot with vintage traders from the 50s, 60s, and had barbecues and beers, and it was just a really fun event. And kicking myself for not maybe picking up on that and doing that again, or doing something with more modern vehicles.
Yeah, we saw some neat things in the reveal this morning, like there was the Sylvan Sport, what was that called, the Vast, and then there's the Cricket, which we known about for a while, and the Gypsy Moth, or whatever that was called.
It's interesting you say that, because those, when you were show director, I think those brands were coming. They probably still are. I haven't noticed them lately, but they were coming, and that was my first clue that maybe there is this integration that's happening, because not all RVs are these big luxury, freight liners.
Especially the ones that are still parked in your parking lot, right?
Right, yes.
Can you get them to move? Because they're taking up some important spots.
Well, what's interesting also is that one of our employees lives in our parking lot. He's a van lifer. He's in his early 40s and lives alone and loves that life, and he goes out and travels 3-4 weeks every month, and then comes back for a week or two, and he's our graphic designer, and you know him. His name is Jay, and so we're starting to see more of our employees, more of our customers do the van lifestyle, and we know that that's going to lead to bigger vehicles. Also, many of our customers are our average customers, probably in the 45 55 year range, and those folks are starting to think about maybe doing other things other than just camping and backpacking. So there's some opportunities there, and I'm looking forward to connecting the dots and finding them.
It's an interesting confluence of how much cost of living is, cost of housing, new developments in the world of RVs, and new features and flexibility that they can offer, and a lot of people choosing to live kind of, at least for part of their life, out of a vehicle that isn't as uncool as it was before. I certainly remember distinctly not being excited about going in an RV somewhere, or even being embarrassed that I'm in an RV, but my buddies are all hardcore campers, and if they only knew. And now it just doesn't seem like that stigma exists anymore. So things seem to change, and certainly a ton of products that A16 sells are relevant to the world of RV camping.
They really are. They're trying to go compact and light, and whether it's a small lantern or a little stove that you've got outside, it's all very similar. I mean, you can look at RVs or trailers as a base camp to go and explore more remote places.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a good possibility that we can find a way to not sell RVs, but to cater to them. One of the things I'm very interested in finding out at the show is looking out of the hall, kind of a sneak peek here. It looks like all RVs parked side by side. I'm not seeing any clothing. I'm not seeing any accessories.
Right.
Are they doing it? So could some of those those RV dealerships have areas? And I've got to tell you, I've been in an RV dealership for maybe 20 years, so I don't even know. Do they have the accessories and clothing? And if they don't, I'll bet they start, which makes me a little bit nervous. But in the meantime, I think that's something that we could cater to, because I think they would appreciate the kind of value and quality that A16 and folks like us offer.
I think there's something to be said about focus, right? And focusing on your competency, and then collaborating and partnering with those that also have expertise in these relevant areas like lifestyle apparel or products like stoves and fuel and cleaning up, stuff that is, like you said, made to be compact, small, which is what backpackers and campers and outdoorsy people need. And it's completely relevant, right? Especially as you get into the smaller RVs. I mean, some of these luxury RVs are pretty amazing. Probably bigger than where I'm living right now. Well, anyway, I think that's
one of the things. If I can just keep rolling here for a
minute. Yeah, go.
That is intriguing. You've been up to the Mead cabin, Terra Brigadoon in Idaho, and one of the things that we're doing this summer is having a family reunion. And there, in our family, there's about 40 people that are coming to this thing.
Wow.
And a few of us will stay in the cabin, of course, and a number of us will stay, in tents around the cabin. And a few of them, people who don't camp, they say they don't want to be outside sleeping with the bears, are bringing their RVs or renting RVs. And so I could see where one of the components down here that they said, I don't know what the 9 different categories they have in this sort of family. And not every family member, wants to stay or can afford to stay in an RV, but they can come along and tent camp with RVers. Certainly they can. So the other two that I found interesting, one was the adventurer. They identified as a category that they're going to try to appeal to. They've got vehicles that appeal to the adventurer.
Certainly, the Sprinter van is a staple in our industry.
Yeah. And there was another one that they pointed out.
Well, there was sustainability, which I thought was really interesting. But yeah, you're right. There was like the adventure,
there was outdoor lifestyle. They looked at the outdoor lifestyle
and van life as well.
Van life too. There it is.
Yeah. So although they definitely see, or they're starting to see in this industry, where the rising interest in customer base is. And Frank, when he spoke from the stage, our old friend Frank Hugelmeyer made a point of saying these up and coming professionals are going to be different. They're going to make decisions differently. They're going to be influenced by social media and gear reviews and comments by their peers, and it's not going to be the same selling environment for the RV retailer, the dealer. So that was interesting to me, and pointed toward a change and a need for evolution or adaptation from this industry. So that's this program Go RVing that's sponsoring. That's one of the big, really, communication vehicles for the industry to the world, and they'll be out in Chicago. They're the title sponsor of this event happening in Chicago called Outside Experience. It's a collaboration between Outside Magazine and a show producer named Reed. And Go RVing is the title sponsor, even though all the activities are really more from our world of hiking, backpacking, mountain biking, rock climbing, stand-up paddle, some other activities they'll have there, like travel, adventure travel. But they're bringing, the RV people want to really meet with these folks face-to-face and show them that, hey, this is a lifestyle that could really fit with your adventure journey. So yeah, it's interesting to me. So I'm curious to go down and talk to some of the folks down on the floor. So
one of the things,
you going to come down there?
Yeah, but I'm not going to end this interview because this is so interesting to me.
Good.
I just want to throw in there, you talked about RVing and maybe not being the cool thing for outdoor people, that we couldn't really ever relate to. I'm thinking about maybe why we couldn't relate to them. It seems to be, my own personal experience, was the RVers would go out. They were weekend warriors. They would go out with their RVs and they would pull their four-wheelers and their dirt bikes, which are all fun things to do, but not stuff that we would do. And my son's into this, so I know that they pull out the RV and all the toys and the toy hauler and go out to the desert and spend the weekend running around the desert in these other vehicles. So that was RV community to me. And now with the van life thing coming in, what I'm seeing is these people in the van life, the spaces inside these Sprinters are nice and beautiful, but they're not that big. So I see
mostly
them
functional, small.
Parking, maybe staying a night, there, or maybe staying a few nights there, but getting around during the day and mountain biking, trail running, and maybe backpacking. And when you see the social media around van life, they're showing themselves in national parks, remote places, all over the place. There's also the overlanders, that are coming into this thing. And how does that merge with this van life? It's very similar.
But they're focused on that adventure category where they're really going deep into the backcountry and going for days and days, and most certainly living more like a backpacker or an adventurer.
I get the sense that they're tearing up the landscape. They're there to enjoy it and appreciate it.
And they even have their own.
Love it, right?
Yeah, they have Leave No. Theirs isn't Leave No Trace. There's a group called Tread Lightly, which is kind of the analog for the motorized world. So and I think my views are changing about it too. Although I think we both have an inkling, because some of our friends like Tim Richards and Eric Miller, they are in the industry of outfitting Sprinter vans now for longer term time on the road and off trail, off road, in the campgrounds, in the backcountry. And so, one of our old A16 compadres is running a company called Tourig, by the way, Tourig, and they are outfitting. You buy your shell van, and they'll go and they'll outfit the whole thing. They're using a lot of technology from what I know from the yachting world and the world of boat systems that are designed to be super compact, light, and ultra functional. So using that idea, there's already people in our industry that are seeing the fusion of the two coming together and building businesses in that zone. So hopefully we'll see more.
There's a lot of shining dots out there, and there's opportunities in connecting them.
Yes, You have to be thoughtful though. Right? Probably can't have too many RVs taking up a parking lot.
That's right.
But collaboration with the company, or a custom outfitter that would you could do a promotion with. That probably make a lot of sense.
Let's meet some of those folks. I think it's opening right now.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hey, John.
Thanks, Kenji.
Yeah, thanks for spending some time with us.
You're welcome.
And this is Kenji's World at Steel Media. We're heading down to the show floor at RVX, so let's go.